In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how to do the alternating granny square. And it's just like it sounds. We're alternating between classic granny rounds with solid rounds. This is the square that I've decided to use for my book blanket project that I'm working on all year. I've been wanting to do this one for a really long time because it gives me a great excuse to start reading again, which I haven't been making time for. I'm a really big fan of mysteries and crime thrillers, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I just finished the last book in a series by Tana, the Trespasser. This was a crime series that followed different detectives in Dublin. Absolutely loved these. I'm going to be continuing on with her other books, but I am also trying out The Fury, which is by the same author as The Silent Patient. Loved that book as well. Wasn't so thrilled with the second book, The Maidens, but I have high hopes for The Fury, so if it wasn't good, don't let me know, okay? But more importantly, the square. When I first tried this one, I just did it with a solid color and I wasn't that impressed. But once I started changing colors, oh my goodness, I was so excited because it looks just like a flower. So if you're looking for a really simple pattern that gives the impression of a flower, this is the one. For the square that you see here, I used a weight 4 cotton yarn with a 4mm hook. Speaking of sizing, if you want to go bigger than this, then I would recommend that you flip your work after every round. This will help prevent your square from skewing or twisting from the center. And another added benefit is it makes your square reversible, meaning it looks the same on both sides. So for example, here I stayed on the same side, so I have all of the stitches looking the same on the front. But when you turn it on the other side, you have a more textured look to it because you're just seeing the back of the stitches. So if you flip after every round, you're going to have that alternating where you see the front of the stitch on one round and the back of the stitch on the other. Because it does look so much like a flower, I'm going to use flower colors. To begin, make a magic ring or chain 4 with a slip stitch to form a ring. Just for simplicity, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just do a slip stitch. When I do this, I like to carry the tail. That way I can tighten it at the end to close the center. To begin, chain 3. This will serve as your first double crochet, or you can do the stacked single crochet, whichever you prefer. For round 1, we're doing granny clusters. That just means that we're doing a group of 3 double crochets. Next, do 2 double crochets into the ring. Chain 2. We're going to continue this all the way around. 3 double crochets. Chain 2. Until we have 4 clusters and 4 chain 2 spaces. To complete the round, you can do a slip stitch into the top of your first chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Or for a neater effect, you can do an invisible join. That's what I'm going to do here. I've done my chain 2, pulling up a long loop. I'm snipping the yarn. You can either do this with a yarn needle or even with your crochet hook if you prefer. I find it a lot easier with the needle. Skipping over the chain and going into the top of the next stitch, going under both, pull your yarn through, coming back to the chain, going into the back loop only. Sorry, it's yellow against yellow. I lost my favorite baby blue one. One little thing to keep in mind here is giving a beautiful top to your chain 3. We're going to be working into this stitch later, but the way it is now, there really isn't a place to put a stitch. So what I like to do is just come back in to that chain and then back through. That way now when you do make a stitch, it will stay anchored in. Okay, and now we're ready for round 2, and we're doing a solid granny round, which means we're doing a double crochet in every stitch around. So fasten on in any corner. using your favorite method. From here on out, I'm going to do stacked single crochets. I'm going into the corner, creating a single crochet, going into the sidebar, pulling the loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. For our corners, we're doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So I'm going to start with half of a corner and then go all the way around and complete it on the other side. So I've done my first double crochet, adding another into the same chain 2 space. And now a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Back to a corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, all in the same space. And we're just doing this all the way around. A double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And the corner, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. And you're just going to do this all the way around. Back to our first corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2. To complete the round, either do a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch or do an invisible join. Going into the top of the second stitch, and if you did a stacked single like I did, again, just like the chain, you notice here I don't have a place to put a stitch. So I'm just going to come through into the bottom and make 1. We won't be working into this stitch, but I just wanted to show you this just in case you ever do this with your stacked single crochets. For this round, you want to see 7 double crochets per side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now for round 3, we're alternating back to the granny cluster round. So easy. Fasten on into a corner using your favorite method. Chain 3, or whatever you like to do for your first double crochet. Now for granny clusters, we're doing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets for our corners. So I've already done 1. I'm doing 2 more. And I will complete it on the other side. Next, chain 1. And now place a cluster into the 4th double crochet. So we're skipping 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3, and working our cluster into the 4th, right here. Remember, a cluster is 3 double crochets, all in the same place. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and we're already back to a corner. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 doubles, all in the same chain 2 space. We're just doing this all the way around. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and work a cluster into the 4th. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and work your corner. 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. Continue along and I'll see you at the end. Back at the first corner, 3 doubles, chain 2, and join to the first stitch to complete the round using your favorite method. One quick tip as you're working on this, if you find that it's working too tightly for you, I would recommend that you try adding an extra chain in your corners. That'll help to loosen it up a little bit and help it to lay flat. Okay, great. And now for our final round, we're just doing another solid round. Fasten on in any corner using your favorite method to make your first double crochet. I did stacked singles, and we're doing 2 double crochets, chain 2 for our corners. So I've already done 1. I'm adding 1 more. And now a double crochet in every stitch across. So a double in the next 3 stitches. When you come to the chain 1 space, add a double. Continue adding a double in the next 3 stitches. A double around the chain 1 space, and again a double in the next 3 stitches. We're at our first corner, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. And now we're just going to repeat this all the way around. And with that, you'll have 15 double crochets per side with 4 chain 2 spaces. And final corner. The reason I like to do the invisible join, you may be wondering why, is, well, one, obviously it looks invisible, but also when I was working the double crochets into the top of the stitches, it just made it a lot neater. And that's all there is to this one. So easy. If you want to make this bigger, then you're just going to continue alternating the rounds. You'll follow this up with the granny cluster round, and then after that, the solid round. Simple as that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, a like is always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.